Hi, this is Peter Pan. Today I'd like to go over some tips on how to do a home search properly. So occasionally I find my clients, they tell me they're in this predicament. It's a very common situation. My, they go out, they find a home they like, they make an offer, and it gets approved. Things works out very smoothly. Now, all of a sudden, now they have second doubts. Usually, these questions run through their head. Did I overpay for the property? Is there something wrong with the property? That's why I got it versus someone else. Do I have better options out there? Should I wait longer? These are very common questions that people tend to ask themselves once they get a deal through. Now, I would like to go over some tips on how to prevent yourself from overanalyzing, because this leads towards overanalyzing and it could be harmful towards your home search process on the long run. So here are a few tips. I have 3 tips today I'd like to go over. Now the first tip is most buyers find success when they see 3 to 5 properties and then they pick the best property that they like out of the bunch and making an offer to it. Now, why is it 3 to 5 properties? Well, one is information gets around easier today. A lot of the information and listings online are consolidated onto the internet. You can find most available listings online, Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, StreetEasy. You can have your broker search for you. A lot of all the information out there. Now, different from 10 years or 20 years ago, the filter systems are actually a lot better. When you search for search criteria, they're very specific now with your search criteria, and you can find homes and filter out all the ones that doesn't fit your need. So by the time you already picked 3 to 5 properties, chances are you already filtered through hundreds of properties already before picking that. Now another thing to keep in mind is that most of the properties you see at a given time are consistently the same throughout time. If you look at properties at a given time in 2017 versus 2019, you're going to find the same type of listings available. Of course, some variations, sometime more, sometime less, but they're all going to be the same because we're in a neighborhood where properties are already built. There's already a preset amount of properties. Sometimes one go onto the market, sometimes 5, but the listings variations won't vary much. You won't see all of a sudden 10 new construction available and none of the original homes are for sale. So with that being said, you already know at a given time you're already filtering out hundreds of properties. So it's okay to pick something you like out of the bunch. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches and time on the long run. Unless you decide to become a real estate professional, then of course you can do more research on your own. But actively looking or staying in the market may not be the best use of time. Now the second tip that I like to give is a question that you should ask yourself. Do you like the home? Now when I say do you like the home, quantify that. How much do you like the home? So when you see these 3 to 5 properties, or when you go out on a home search, rate the property on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being perfect and 1 being completely dissatisfied. Now, once you do the rating, between 7 and 9, if you see a property that meets your criteria, or you like it between 7 and 9, you're satisfied with it, I would say commit to it fully. Because it's going to be very difficult to find a perfect property that's rated 10, 9 or above. Unless you have unlimited time and resources, then you can go seek for perfection. But most of the time, that doesn't happen. Even with clients who are buying lots to develop, they usually don't find it perfect or fitting to their criteria at 10. Because even you attempt to seek that perfection and do everything to meet all of your goals, at the end, there's still going to be parts that you don't like. So if you know that already, the better idea would be to settle for 7 to 9. A lot of people, they settle for even less than that because we're in a city where there are there's a shortage of living space. So if you understand this mindset, it will help you at the long run. Now, if you see the property that you like commit fully to it. What do I mean by that? Some buyers, actually, it's more common than now that I think about it. A lot of them, they have a nonchalant attitude. They go into the market, they feel that they have a good financial profile. They think they're a better above average buyer. And then they go into the properties with an attitude that if this doesn't work out, I can always get another property. That's how they enter a negotiation. And usually these buyers suffer from what I call of overstaying in the market, because they pick the best out of a bunch that they like. Then they go on, they find, they negotiate, there's problems, they stand their position, it doesn't work out. They do the same thing now. Now you're a month or two in, they do the same thing. Same thing happens. They try it a third time, a fourth time. Then you're already 6 months to a year into the market, and chances are you already passed up on several properties that fit your criteria. Now, it's even worse when you're in an ascending market where prices are appreciating, because by the time you're done, not only did you expend all that time and effort, you end up also overpaying. You're paying more for the property at that time because prices have gone up. It's always good to have a realistic timeline on how long you want to be in the market, and then make some compromises too. Now, the last tip that I have is avoid the mentality of looking for a deal. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people, they go into the market with the idea that I have to find a good deal. A good deal usually means the property is underpriced to them. Lower price in that case. Now, the best deal in my opinion are the current deals. Any deal that you get accepted is your best deal, because let's say for argument, if there is a deal on the market, there is a property that's underpriced, the chances of you getting it is going to be a lot less because you have more competition. Competition is a lot more immense. You may be facing 10 to 20 offers, and by then you may be competing against people who have better profile, who's willing to pay more. And even if you do win the bid and you get the property, you are already the highest bidder. Chances are you already paid the highest price or overpaid for it. And even then, that property may not satisfy your need completely. So it's a better idea to have the right mindset. Pick the property that you like that fits 7 to 9. Pick the best out of 3 to 5 properties. And if you are looking for a deal, then consider this. Think about if you're buying the property for personal use as a primary residence or as an investment. If you're looking for investment, then you can go by different criteria and methods of searching. And yes, you can have a different mindset for that. But for as far as the difference between primary residence versus investment property, I'll go over in another video. In the meantime, if you do have any questions, or if you would like some tips on your specific situation, feel free to reach out. You can call me or text me at 347-868-9811, or you can email me any questions at peter@remaxedgeny.com. Thank you.